All right. Now we're moving to section 3. Section 3 covers question number 6 only. You had an introduction here. It says, math terms. A quadratic function is a nonlinear function that can be written in the form y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, where a does not equal 0. You will study quadratic functions in more detail later in this book. When a line does not appear to be a good fit for a set of data, you may want to model the data using nonlinear models. Quadratic regression is a method used to find the quadratic function that models a set of data. You can perform a quadratic regression using your graphing calculator. Enter the data for eBay into your graphing calculator. Enter the years since 2000 as the X values and the corresponding daily hits in thousands as the Y values. To find the quadratic regression that models the data, use the quadratic regression feature of your calculator. The calculator should return values for A, B, and C. Write those values below, rounding to the nearest hundredth. Then we're going to write the quadratic equation in the form of y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. And then we're going to use that quadratic equation to predict the number of daily hits in 2015. Please watch what I do here. I'm going to go back to stat. It asked me to put in the second set of data, and we're looking at eBuy now. Okay, so I'm looking at this eBuy column. So I'm going to go back to edit. I'm not going to clear out my L2. I'm actually going to go over to L3. Okay, so keep that in mind. I'm going to go over to L3. And this time I'm going to enter in eBuy's data. eBuy, we have 1.0, 4.9, 17.2, 37.2, oops, didn't mean to put that, and 64.9. Now, this time it asked me to find the quadratic regression. So I'm going to go back to my home screen. I'm going to go to stat, over to calculate, but this time I want the quadratic regression. So I'm going to go down to here where it says quad, Q-U-A-D, and I'm going to hit enter. Remember that I did not store my L2 data, my Y's in L2. I actually stored them in L3, but my L1 did stay in the X value. Okay. So we're going to press, see the little L3 right here in blue, right above the 3? We're going to do second 3 and go down to calculate. We're going to round those numbers, so hold 1 second and I'll be right back. All right, so rounding these numbers. A, we're rounding to the hundredths place, so A is going to be 0.99. B will be 0.11, and C is going to be 0.92. It says, write this quadratic equation in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. So here's my A, my B, my C. So we're going to do y equals 0.99x to the second power plus 0.11x plus 0.92. Now it asks us to predict the value or the number of daily hits in 2015. So we're going to plug in 15 into this equation. So we got y equals 0.99 times 15 squared plus 0.11 times 15 plus 0.92. Well, 0.99 times 15 to the second power is 222.75. 0.11 times 15 is 1.65. And then we got that 0.92 at the end, right? So I'm going to add what we've got so far. 222.75 plus 1.65 plus 0.92 gives me 225.32 thousand hits. Gets high really quickly, huh? On to the next set of data.